Okay everybody, this is going to be a tutorial on how to crochet the corner to corner stitch. Obviously you're going to need some type of yarn. This is Red Heart Super Saver. You can use whatever yarn that you have. I choose to use Red Heart Super Saver because this is what I started crocheting with, and this is what I will die using, so I don't like any other types of yarn, so Red Heart is my go-to. You're also going to need a crochet hook. This is a Susan Bates. Hopefully that zooms in or focuses. I don't think it's going to because of the glare on the hook, but this is a Susan Bates hook, and this is a 5.5 millimeter or an eye hook. You can kind of see it there in the camera, but not really. Let's see. Yeah. It's an eye or 5.5 millimeter hook, and it is a Susan Bates. So you're going to need a crochet hook. Use whatever hook that you have available. So I did use this yarn yesterday in my granny square tutorial. A lot of people liked that yarn. So this is Mexicana by Red Heart. That's the dye lot number, the color, everything that you need to know about this yarn if you're going to pick that up. So let's just jump into this tutorial, and I really hope that it helps a lot of people, especially Sherry and Christy, because I know they both want to learn how to do it, but they're both more visual people, so hopefully this helps. So we're just going to do our basic slip knot. There's really a lot of tutorials on YouTube on how to do slip knots, so if you do not know how to do one, just go to YouTube and search how to crochet a slip knot or how to crochet slip knots or whatever. Okay, so to start your corner to corner, and this is going to be very short. This is going to be how to increase and your decrease. So how to start this off, you're going to chain up 6. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, you have your 6 chains here. From here, you're going to count back 4, and you're just going to double crochet into that 4th chain. When you have that, you're going to double crochet into the next 2 chains. So 1 double crochet in that chain, 1 double crochet in this chain. And that will happen sometimes. You will catch yarns that you're not meaning to catch, and you're just going to have to be careful with that, because if you don't, it will rip your yarn, and you will get unraveling. So at this point, you should have something like this, and let's just walk through what's here. You have 3 double crochet, 1, 2, and 3, and then you have your chain, and this is your chain 6 right here. So, from this point, you have a tab. What you're going to do is you are going to chain up 6 from this point. So, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And you're just going to repeat the same thing. You're going to count back 4, which is right here. And you're going to double crochet into that 4th chain. And then the next 2 chains, you're going to put a double crochet right here, and as well as right here. Okay, so at this point, you should have 2 tabs, both of which will consist of 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you also have the chain space on the bottom. To form your increase, this is what you're going to do. You are going to take your left tab, and you're just going to flip it up. So you should have a tab that is going vertically, and then one that's going horizontally. You are going to take your crochet hook, okay, and you are going to go into the very top space right here, and you're going to slip stitch into that space. So you should have something that looks like this. Like I said, you should have one that is going vertically and one that's going horizontally. All I did was just flip the left one up. So from here, you are going to chain up 3. And you're just going to go back into that space. And you're going to do 3 more double crochet. Now I do want to let you know, and not many people know this, and I'm very surprised at this, but a chain 3 is it's basically the same, but it's the equivalent to 1 double crochet. So when you are doing this, think of you need 4 double crochet altogether. And the 4, you're going to have 1 of the chain 3 and then 3 double crochet. So technically you're going to do 4 double crochet. So from there, you are going to chain up 6. And then you're going to go back to the 4th chain, and like we have done twice before, you're going to double crochet into the 4th chain and then the next 2. So you should have 3 tabs that are connected, plus 1 on the side over here. You're going to take this part over here, and you're going to flip it. Like I said before, you're just going to flip this, and you're going to have a set of double crochet that's going vertically and one that's going horizontally. And all you're going to do is you are just going to slip stitch into that space. And that is what creates your increase. So you're basically just going to chain up 3, and you're just going to double crochet 3 more times into that space. And then the last one, you're going to slip stitch and then chain up 3 and do 3 more double crochet into that space. So you should have something that looks like this at this point. And if you're wondering what this is just my tripod, and I keep hitting it, so I hope that's not disturbing you, but that's what that is. So from here, you can make this as big or small as you want. This is a sample, so what I'm going to do actually is just turn my work after I chain my 6. I'm going to go back into the 4th chain from the hook, and then I'm going to do 1 double crochet in the next chain, and then my last double crochet in the last chain. Then you're going to basically, like we did before, flip this, and like I said, you're going to have a set that's going vertically and one that's going horizontally. You're going to slip stitch into that, and we're going to do the decrease here. So you're just going to keep going. If you hear my background, that is the Golden Girls. So. Okay. So, from here, I had to get my yarn situated, but from here, since you have slip stitched, you're going to chain 3, like we've been doing, and 3 double crochet into that space. And we're going to do the same thing. This tab here may get in your way when you're doing this, so you can just fold that back or hold it down until you get ready to do that one. But you're just going to chain 3 after you slip stitched, and you're going to go back into that space, and you're going to do 3 more double crochet. And here's where you do your decrease. Here, normally, like we've been doing, you would slip stitch and chain your 3 double crochet. You would chain up 3, and then you would do your 3 double crochet. So then you would technically have 4 double crochet, but we're not going to do that since this is a decrease. What you're going to do is you're just going to slip stitch, and that is it. You're going to turn your work, and you are going to slip stitch into the top of these 3 double crochet and into this chain 3 space. So we're going to slip stitch into the top, 2 and 3. Okay, and then you're going to slip stitch into the chain 3 space. Then you're going to chain 3, and then you're going to do your 3 double crochet, 2 and 3. You're going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3 again. This is just basically repeating the same thing, so you really shouldn't have any issues, but if you did, you can always go back. Readjust my camera. Okay. You're going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3, then you're going to do your chain 3, 3 double crochet. And then here, you're just going to slip stitch. You're not going to do your 3, you're not going to chain 3 through double crochet. We're not doing that since this is a decrease. So, like I said before, you are going to turn your work, and you're basically going to do the same thing. We're going to slip stitch into the top of these 3 double crochet and into this chain 3 space right here. So 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to do a slip stitch into that space. And then 4. Then you're going to chain up your 3 and do 3 double crochet into that space. And basically that is your corner to corner. To finish this off, you're just going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3. And I do not have scissors over here, but what you can do is you can either do the traditional method of tying off, which I usually do, which is just a chain and pull the yarn up, snip, and then pull it through and pull it tight so it's secure. Or you can do this. You are going to just slip stitch, and you're just going to pull up a loop like that. You're going to go to the back of your work, and I don't know if you can see this, but you're just going to go into that area right here under your slip stitch or your chain or your loop. So you're just going to go into that area under that stitch. Okay. You're going to pull your yarn so it's nice and long, and you're basically just going to hook. If this would focus, okay. So you're basically just going to take this front loop or yarn here, and you're just going to pull that through. Let's see if I can do that. I'm just going to pull it through all the way. And then technically you would just, if you had scissors, which technically I do not have scissors over here, but if you had scissors, you would cut and you would just pull them. And it wouldn't leave you with a big knot, as opposed to if you were to just do the traditional method. And I lost a double crochet, so let's put that back, slip stitch, And that is your basic corner to corner. So I really hope that helps. If you have any questions, please inbox me. Or Christy, I know you have my number, so call me if you have any questions. Angela, that goes for you as well. I don't think you have my number, but if you need my number, please call me. And as well as Sherry, please give me a call if you have any questions. I really hope that this helps. So if it doesn't, just make sure that you go back. You can always go back and forth on my video and just check and see where you messed up. But this is basically what you should have. It's just squares. So that's basically your corner to corner.